Happy weekend, everybody, and welcome into a Saturday edition of Royal Bettors. Jake and I have a massive Saturday card for us to break down for you guys from a betting perspective. And yesterday was very bleak for me. I went 0-1 betting on the Vegas Golden Knights. They, had the lead, lost the lead, tied it up, gave it up right away. So it was just a back and forth game, and they could never really keep up with Edmonton's speed. So L there on the Golden Knights. The injuries really are piling up for them. Alec Martinez didn't even play yesterday. So that was a rough one for Vegas.
I don't know. I didn't watch the first and second period because I was at work. But coming back, they looked good, and I 100% thought they were going to tie that game up. I didn't know if they were going to win it in overtime, but I did really think they were going to get to overtime, which is one reason I did tweet it out live, but unfortunately it fell short. But I had a 3-1 day. I lost my best bet though, I guess. That means anything, but I had the Bruins. Yeah, I got that Bruins line very early, even if you took them at the 5.5 spot. I mean, obviously their money line was a lot more juiced, but at the 5.5 spot they still cashed for me. But I had the Bruins money line in the under that cashed, and then the over in the Leafs game and under 2.5 goals for the Kings. That one was a sweaty one. I was watching it at work, sitting in the little booth and watching the Dallas and Kings overtime. So that was fun to watch. Oh, and Hyman anytime. I was big on that. Don't know what made me have that feeling, but that cash too. So pretty profitable.
Nice. All right, so that was Friday's slate. We'll move on to Saturday. We got 2 noon games for you here, kicking off in about an hour. I guess facing off in about an hour, I should say, 2 hours. The Flames plus 135 taking on the Washington Capitals minus 160. Now, I don't have a play in either one of these noon games that we're going to talk about here. I mean, if I were to look at anything here, I'd say Caps in regulation and maybe Caps in the first period. I mean, Caps, they're on a mission right now from what I can see. I mean, they've started out the season as hot as anybody. The Flames, I just have no interest in backing here. They're on a bit of a long East Coast trip. And you look at the recent matchups, and Washington's taking it to them. I have no interest in Calgary here. I'm not going to bet it, but, just the leans I said.
So for me, I actually, me, my first period, tie no bet parlays. So the Caps are 3-0 in the first period, I think. And there are 3 games, I think, if they've played 3. I believe 3-3, 0-1, or 2-0-1. They pushed once, but they haven't lost the first period.
That Tampa game they pushed.
Yeah. I don't like you said, I don't like the Flames. So I do have the Caps tie no bet first period as part of my parlay with other ones. I went with not 2, but I went with 4 today. So
shit.
It's got a lot of plus odds there for that. So it looks good, can be good. So I like the Caps in the first period. I like them to win outright, but I'm gonna stick with just them in the first period. Tie no bet. And for that Rangers and Ottawa game, I told myself I haven't bet. I'm not going to bet a Rangers game until I, feel like they've found themselves. But I'm going to go with the first period over for the reason that I think Ottawa scores at home in that first period
a
lot.
What's that at?
Minus 120.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it would be more.
Minus 140.
Yeah, minus 120. I definitely thought it would be more. When I saw minus 120, I was like, I like that number. Rangers are coming off a win, right? Yeah, Panarin scored the OT winner, I think. That was their last game. So
did they go to OT against Nashville? Thought they beat them like 3-1.
Game before that must have been the OT winner. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, Rangers have looked a lot better, and I like Ottawa at home. So I'm going to take the first period over in that one.
All right. Jake already jumped to the Ranger game. The Rangers are minus 150, Sens plus 130. I have no bet in this game. I don't like it, either team in this one. I'm going to stay away from Ranger games still.
Yeah, it's hard to read, but like I said, I'm just doing a first period over, not picking a side really. So I'm hoping the Rangers just come out and take a big lead because, Rangers are probably my third, maybe third favorite team because Panarin's my guy. So I'll be watching the Rangers game and actually enjoying it. So yeah, Rangers, Ottawa over 1.5 goals in the first period.
All right, I like it. Moving on now, we got kind of another early game, 5 p.m. Central Time. Ducks taking on the Wild. Anaheim plus 215, Minnesota minus 270. Now, I'm not going to touch a Ducks game. No thanks.
I got something to say.
Go for it. Maybe the first period over here, if you could get
Okay, so either I was looking at their games. I just feel like this game is either going to be exactly 2-1 or exactly 4-3. And the fact that I can see both happening, because Minnesota's a change team, but I still feel like they're boring. There's nothing special about them. They're not consistently scoring a lot of goals or having a good looking under. It just kind of happens. And the Ducks are still in that rebuilding. They've obviously looked a lot better these past few games with they've had a high scoring offense, which is not normal. So, but I feel this game will either be exactly 2-1 or it's going to be 3-4 or 4-3, and I don't know which one's going to happen. I really wanted to bet one because I do think it's a good bet. I just couldn't figure out which one I wanted. And with that being said, the Ducks are minus 120 for plus 1.5. Minus 120 at a plus 1.5 price against the Wild, who
no, they get puck lined against Winnipeg though.
Yeah, they lost. That was their first not plus 1.5 of the year.
Gotcha. Okay.
Was last game. And so I took it in a parlay, but I'm considering taking it strictly alone because at a minus 120 price for them to do something they've done 3 out of 4 times this season so far against better teams, in my opinion. So that seems like a good bet to me but besides for the under-over, I have no idea. And the side, I mean, I think Minnesota will win. But if Gibson's playing, which I don't see why he wouldn't, but if he is playing, I'll be on that 1.5 probably.
All right, so Jake looking towards the plus 1.5 for the Ducks. I'm not betting that game. Move along here. Panthers and Flyers, Florida minus 140, and Philadelphia plus 125. Now, I like the first period over here, but it's like minus 150. I'm not going to bet it. So, I mean, Flyers allowed just 1 goal so far in the first period. They've scored 6, and the Panthers, they've allowed just 1 in the first period, and they've scored 5, I believe, off the top of my head. So, I mean, both these teams here in the first period, I mean, they light the lamp. But what's up?
You said they've only allowed 1?
Yeah, but they've also lit up the lamp a ton. So, I mean, they're good for at least 1, you would think. But that's why I'm not going to bet it won the price, too. I mean, it's just a lean. I don't even think if it was like minus 120, I would have put it on my card.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Do you have other stuff outside of the first period?
Not in that one. I mean, do we have a goalie confirmation for Florida? Because I haven't seen one. If it's Spencer Knight, I kind of like the under.
Under in a Flyers game? Scary. But I know Hart's confirmed for Philly.
6.5, isn't it?
Well, true, it is pretty high. Yeah, I don't know. Flyers are.
You don't gotta pick a side. I mean,
Flyers are scary.
It's easy to just skip too.
Yeah, no, I don't have much from this game. I think it's going to be very entertaining. That's for sure. Philly's been a high
Eastern
scoring
Conference Final preview. I'll tell you guys that right now.
Yes, very true. Maybe Carter Hart does play a lot better today. Florida's got to slow down at some point. But what I did talk about is Coach Q's about to go 26-0. So maybe they won't slow down. Florida's been rolling teams over.
Like
they
good
just
teams too.
yeah, they look and they've played 4 hard to win, like hard teams, not just simple like Islanders,
That's
Lightning,
why,
Avalanche, and Penguins, dude. Those are all playoff teams. I don't like the
right?
Penguins, but like the Penguins have been playing out of their minds without Crosby and Malkin.
The
But
Panthers are
those
going to the final.
like the Avalanche are a division winner, Lightning are a division winner, Islanders are a division winner. Like they've been playing really good. So I don't know when it's gonna stop. Till then, I don't know if I can bet anything else but the Panthers. But I'll probably sit and watch this game. Probably bet Cam Atkinson to score because when does that guy miss? I don't know.
I was thinking the same thing. He's plus 240. Him and Giroux both.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I'd been betting him these
And like
last few games.
Verhaeghe's the same. Duclair's like plus 280. Some decent options.
Yeah, but Cam Atkinson's probably like, he's got to be up there for goals. What does he have?
Atkins got like 4 goals.
He's doing good. What a guy. Yeah, 3 goals actually. That's it. Dang.
Crazy. I thought he had a 2-goal game in the opener, and then I keep going against Boston.
Yeah, so did I. I guess I think it was the shot props that we were talking about the one game. But yeah, I don't really have much of a lean for this game. I'll probably just watch it because it's entertaining.
Sounds perfect to me. Yeah, I don't got anything either. Maybe the
Maybe
first period over.
Carter Hart over his staves if it comes out at a decent price. But
Yeah, Florida puts pucks on that. That might not be a bad look.
yeah, Flyers aren't the best at locking that down for some reason. So
Okay. All right, Detroit and Montreal. The Red Wings plus 155 road underdogs. Montreal minus 175 home favorites. Now, I like the first period under in this one. I found it minus 115. Montreal still can't find the back of the net whatsoever. Not one bit. Now, Detroit's had good starts to periods. Last game against Calgary was the first time they've allowed a goal, and they allowed 2, and that broke that first period under. I'm going to go right back to it because I think these are both teams here that play low-scoring styles of hockey. The Wings are without Tyler Bertuzzi because he's not vaccinated, so he can't go to Canada. And Montreal, I mean, I just think okay, they're minus 175. I like them to win this game, but no way am I going to bet them at this massive of a favorite price, especially if they're 0-5. Like, I think they'll get it done on Hockey Night in Canada. I think this is finally the game they'll come around and the media will maybe get off their back a little bit. But I think it'll be a slow start to begin with. I like the first period under 1.5. We're going to ride with that. I think I'm going to ride these Wings, Jackets, Isles, first period unders. Except I don't think I'm going to do the Jackets one today.
yeah, that's definitely scary. Canes like to start off their games pretty hot. Yeah, I like the first period under and the whole game under. Actually, I don't think Montreal's gonna blow them out, and Bertuzzi's out, and he's their top goal scorer, so takes away some goals from Detroit. So yeah,
Literally, though. Like, that's
full
a big
game under
factor. They got to
first
shake up
period.
their lines a little bit. Like, it definitely creates a little bit of chaos.
Okay, but how is Bertuzzi playing, but Evander Kane couldn't play? Was Evander Kane's more than just
Because
COVID?
no, Evander Kane has so much stuff going on, dude. He has, like, sexual assault. He has a gambling issue.
Uh,
He had a fake vax card. Like, this dude's
the
just
only
not
reason he got
vaccinated. So I guess, like,
the fake
he didn't
vax
do
card, I guess,
anything wrong. He's just not following everyone else.
because
That
they
sucks.
like got suspended for what 21 games for COVID restriction rules.
That's for the fake card. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just funny because like anyone else in sports who's not vax, like they all have problems playing, and then Bertuzzi plays and gets 4 goals, and I'm just like, what a guy. But it's like crazy to me. But now that we talk about it more, I really like this full game under minus 115 for under 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good look. Maybe like nah, I don't know. I don't trust the Canadians yet. Yeah, I'd probably just look at that full game under, maybe parlayed with something.
If the Habs don't win tonight, I'll be betting their team total under 2.5 forever. I'll let you guys
Really?
know that right now.
Don't you think it would change by then?
It's still like plus 120 every time I look at it.
Under
It's
two and a
probably,
half.
huh?
Under 2.5.
Yeah, it's probably more against Detroit tonight because they're probably like, oh, they'll score in the Wings. We're minus 175 favorites.
Yeah, right. The
All right,
juice.
so I like the first period under in that one. Jake's looking towards the full game under. And we'll move on now. Buffalo plus 166 road dogs taking on the New Jersey Devils minus 200. Yeah, the game this matchup last year screwed me over so many times when I bet it. I have no interest in going back to it until I find maybe a trend later in the year that I like. I'm gonna stay away from Sabres Devils because especially the totals. The totals have screwed me all the time when these two teams match up. Oh, by the way, Igor Shesterkin does not look like he's gonna be in that. Looks like it's gonna be Georgiev and go for the Rangers. You good, Jake? Did you lag out? All right. He doesn't look like he's there, so I'll kind of take over here. Sabres and Devils, like I said, I don't really have any side in this game. I mean, Cody Eakin's out for the Sabres, and like to me, that's actually a big problem because he in that line with Cody Eakin, that line with Kyle Posto and Zemgus Girgenson's been their best line without a doubt. Now, I don't exactly think that anyone else is going to produce goals for them. Rasmus Asplund hasn't done much. I mean, the Devils, they're without Jack Hughes, but I mean, they still got some talent up front. They got a strong back end. So, I mean, obviously the Devils are probably the look here. I mean, this is the Sabres' first road game, and I just have no interest in backing them right now until I get like a consensus as to what they are. Because, I mean, I know what they are, but I don't know what they are. You guys probably know what I mean by that. All right, so I'll give Jake his thoughts on that when he gets back in here. Hopefully the stream doesn't have to end and he sends me into a different StreamYard room because I don't know how this works when the hosts lag out. Anyways, Toronto Maple Leafs minus 155 road favorites taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins plus 130. Now, this is probably a spot where I would look towards a live bet. Now, I mentioned this on the show yesterday, how I was looking at those graphs from Chris Otto at PSU Otto on Twitter. Toronto, I mean, yesterday against the Sharks. Keep in mind, Hutchinson was in goal yesterday. I want to throw yesterday's game completely out the window. This no Mrazek, no Campbell. It was Hutchinson in that, the third goalie. Okay, so in the second period before that game, Toronto hadn't allowed any second period goals. And like I forgot to go back and look, but in the third period, either they scored one and allowed none, or they haven't scored any and allowed one. So their games go dead under after the first period. Jari's back in goal for Pittsburgh here. The total, I believe, was at 6.5. Now, the way I just explained it here, like maybe we get a first period over, but if it's 6.5, I'm totally looking at the full game under in this one. Now, I wasn't going to have that on my card unless I saw Jari was starting, and Jari is there. So I do like it. Jari's regular season numbers have been incredible over his last 20 games. I have no problem backing that. The Penguins record again without Sid and Gino. We talk about this all the time. So yeah, I'll probably look towards a full game under there. And maybe if we get some goals early, jump on a live bet. I mean, I don't want to double down on an under, so I'll think about what I'm gonna add. I might add 6.5. I might wait for something live. We'll see. Because I do like it. Campbell versus Jari. I really do like that under. All right. So Canes and Columbus. Carolina minus 145, Columbus plus 125 on the money line. Now, I talked about the first period unders, how I kind of want to ride them with the Jackets here. They've yet to allow a first period goal. Now, the Canes were a big first period under team last year. But so far, I mean, this offense has just been lighting the lamp a ton. And I could totally see that continuing here tonight. I don't think we've had any goalie confirmation for Columbus or Carolina. I would expect Anderson versus Linkins, but both these coaches could throw a curveball at us. I don't know. But I don't really have a play on this game. I mean, maybe you want to ride the first period under, just keep it going with Columbus. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that one. So Canes Jackets is a stay away for me. Now we chug along here as I haven't even gotten a text from Jake, so I hope everything's okay with his connection, but I'm going to just keep doing this here. Colorado and Tampa Bay, the Avalanche minus 105, Bolts minus 115. It's basically a pick 'em here. Now, I got 3 plays in this game. 2 of them are first period plays. I like the first period under here. I got it plus 115. Both these teams here have barely allowed any goals in the first
Hello?
period. Tampa cannot score in the first period. Yeah, here, I'll get your thoughts on a couple games here in a second. I've kind of kept going.
Okay.
All right. So, like I said, Tampa, I mean, they struggled here in the first period, but they also haven't allowed much in the first period. And this still goes back to that streak here. Every time I mention it on the show, it kind of screws me. So I hope it doesn't screw me here. But only 4 times in their last about 25 games now, they haven't allowed a first period goal. And I like the under here in the first period. So if I like the under, I also don't think Colorado's going to get a goal. And I'm going to cry if they get a goal because when Detroit scored, when I decided to go towards this, I mean, the one time this season I bet this is when I got the loss for it. But I'm going to go back to it. So first period under, Avs first period team total under a half goal plus 140. And I like the Avalanche money line in this one. I think that they're going to – Tampa just looks so flat to me. I think the Avalanche are pissed off. They really need a win under their belt. Kemper's back in net. They got that full top line ready to go. Landeskog's not suspended, so that's a plus.
Dude, he almost got suspended again.
Right.
He hit the
All right,
dude in the
so
board and slammed his head in the wall. But
I mean, Tampa's beat them in 6 of the last 7, I believe, 5 of the last 6. So I mean, Tampa's has taken it to Colorado here as of late, but I like this Colorado team here tonight. Even though it's the last game of the road trip, I think they'll split the 2 games in Florida and come out of Tampa Bay with a victory.
yeah, I liked the Avs last game, and they didn't pull through for me. I don't think
Jonas Johansson, those numbers actually aren't awful.
Right, yeah, they didn't pull through for me, but yeah, you can back them again tonight.
Goated.
Tampa seems to be able to find nothing. But what games did you go over? Because I know the Devils was one of them.
All right, 3 of them. I got 3 games for you to touch on. All right, so the Sabres plus 166, Devils minus 200.
So yeah, the Devils are along with the Caps, one of my favorite first period teams, except for when they were playing each other. I backed the Caps, but Devils at home always seems like a good play for me. So, and it's the Sabres on a back-to-back, and I'm going to trust the Devils here can get it done for the full game, actually. But I also have them in my parlay for the first period tie no bet. So that and the Caps so far, and it's going to come out to a total of 4 teams, actually. But Devils first period, they seem to do pretty good in it. Their record's up there. I can't state it exactly what it is, but I know they lost to the Caps, but I thought the Caps would win, so it was a pretty good one there. And I like them to win outright and the full game under. So I think I'm going to be taking the Devils and the under game parlay. So that one could be a good look. And
what's the odds of that one?
I'll pull it all back up. I had it all up, and just my computer just died.
I saw you freeze, and I was like, Jake's frozen. I don't think he's going to say anything. I just kind of kept going.
I go, do you see what's on my screen? And because I could hear you, and I was like thinking that.
Oh, crazy.
I thought it was like stream or something. But the under's 6.5. That's crazy to me. That the under is put at 6.5. So the Devils and the under 6.5.
Especially without the Sabres' most productive line not being together.
Yeah. So Devils and under 6.5 parlay is plus 150. I wish it would move to 5.5 because I really do think it'll hit that 5.5. Maybe wait a minute or wait a while, see if
alternate total
down. Yeah, but you can't on DraftKings. You can't even parlay it. So you have to take those made game parlays. But obviously, if you're not on DraftKings, you can try it. But I do really like the Devils and the under in this one. So yeah. What other game did you have? Or other games?
Okay, Leafs Pens and Canes Columbus. If you want to touch on those.
Oh, and back to that one. You were in the middle of saying you're like, oh, I got boned last time I played this game. That was the one where it was like you bet the under and it was like 3-2 with was that the one where and then it went 4-4 to overtime or something?
For who?
The Devils and Buffalo.
No. It was something like that, dude. I just remember having the under, and all of a sudden it was like
it was like
3-3.
Yeah, you're like, it's looking good, and then it was bang, 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 bang. I was at my
Dude,
dad's
it was like the
house.
start of the third period. You're like texting me, clowning on me. We're butthurt as hell. You look like a lock, and all of a sudden it's just not.
All right. Penguins and Toronto. I actually do have a bet with this one as well. So Toronto's in their back-to-back, right? They played
Yep.
yesterday.
Jack Campbell's in that.
Yep. Jack Campbell's in that.
Jaric for Pittsburgh.
Penguins are still Penguins, so I really do like this bounce back spot for the Leafs, but the Penguins seem to put up a fight no matter what. So full game over is a look, but I think it's 6.5, and I don't like to bet 6.5 because unless I'm betting an under, but I don't like to bet the overs for 6.5. Oh, it's at 6. 6 minus 105. I think I was considering putting money down, especially with the push being an option. But we like to talk about these Leafs first periods, and my take yesterday was over 6.5 or over 6 because I didn't think that was gonna happen. I know you were talking about it, and other people were talking about. Thought the first period we high scoring, and then it would just settle down, and it never did. Like, third period, I don't think had any goals, but the
I
first
don't
and
think it
second,
did, no.
I thought it was at the end of. Oh, it didn't. Yeah,
All the scoring was in the second, I'm pretty
yeah. I was
sure.
gonna say it was like 4-3 at the end of the second, and ended 5-3 or whatever. This game I feel like will be the one that does do that. I think I like the first period over a lot in this one, and it was only minus 130 the last time I looked. It might have changed now, but minus 135. I really do like that first period over. Pittsburgh at home. I think they'll be getting one, but I think the Leafs are going to definitely in a good bounce back spot here to where they're going to come out and get a goal or two in that first period. So I have that first period over parlayed with the other first period over with the Rangers in Ottawa. I have those parlayed together, and then I have them separate, just 1-1. And I bet it based on, like, for example, a unit on each of them separately, and then a half unit on them parlayed together. Some way that where I only can break even is how I did the money. So if one hits, I will break even, basically. But I parlayed them together, so that could be a look. And then I also said I like the full game over at 6 for the option of a push.
All right, how about Carolina and Columbus?
That one, I don't really have much.
All right, that's what I said too.
Yeah, we can just pass over that one. Kane's first period probably is a good look, but I won't be betting it.
And you talked about Colorado Tampa?
Colorado Tampa, yeah. I said I like the Avs, but because I liked them last game, I think they'll show up tonight. But I'm not. I don't know if I'll have a bet on it. Fun to watch,
So
that's for sure.
now we're finally back here on the same page, and we got Nashville and Winnipeg taking on each other here. Preds plus 105, Jets minus 125. Now, I like the first period over in this one. I got that minus 115 as well. Now, Nashville hasn't exactly scored a whole lot in the first period. They've given up 4 goals. Winnipeg's also given up 5 goals in their first period. Winnipeg scored 4 goals in the first period. So, I think Nashville will find a way here to end up getting a goal in the first period here with Scheifele out, Wheeler out, like some of these big defensive presence up front out for the Jets with COVID. So I like the first period over here. I think Winnipeg will definitely get one, and I'm confident Nashville will get on there. I think we'll see over 1.5. I'm gonna say this one's probably my least favorite play of the day, but those always seem to win when I say that, though.
That is very true. You said like you were between those 2 first period overs the
It's
other
happened
day.
to me like 3 times.
Literally yesterday or 2 days ago, maybe. Yeah, with the Flames game, you were like, I like the first period over in 2 of these games. You're like, but that's
The
what I like
under. It
more.
was the under.
Are the unders? That's what it was.
Yeah,
The
Islanders
fact
one was
that
the easiest one ever. 0-0, nothing happened that whole period. Of course, I didn't bet that one.
and it sucks that the Flames ended 3-0, and 2 of the goals came in the first period.
Right.
That's just a bad beat right there, I guess. But But Jets, Nashville, I don't know. I thought I thought Hellebuck would be better to start off this season, and since he's not, the Jets kind of confuse me because I feel like they should be more of a steadier team, scoring 2 to 3 goals a game and not letting up, 5 goals or something. But
Yeah.
they aren't, and Kyle Connor's just scoring every night. And I don't trust the Preds, so I don't really know what's gonna happen with this one. I'm just gonna stay away.
All right, I don't blame you there. All right, LA Kings plus 150 on the back-to-back, taking on the St. Louis Blues minus 180 home favorites. I'm going to look Blues in regulation here. I mean, they've been filling the back of the net. The Kings just lost Doughty last night to injury, and this will be Jonathan Quick's first time seeing some action in net. So, I mean, I think this sets up for the Blues here, maybe even a team total. I didn't put that on there, but that might not be a bad look either. I mean, Blues have been consistently scoring 4 goals a game. I mean, I can't tell anyone to not pick them. I'm kind of kicking myself for not putting them in my little Stanley Cup futures earlier in the year because I like them and I talked myself off of them.
Hey man, don't take my best bet. Hopefully
I
it's
won't
not yours.
because like 90% of the money's on it, so I don't want to make it my best bet.
Oh, is it really? Well, I really like the Blues tonight a lot. I think the Kings, they did it last year too, where they won they looked really good for games. I mean, I know they haven't won every game they've played this year, but they've looked like a really good team. And them coming short yesterday, playing extra minutes against a Dallas team, and they put up 40 shots and they didn't win because Dallas is that team that gets 17 shots on goal and still wins because they just get quality chances, which I like that type of hockey. But the Kings, I think, are beat down from yesterday. Blues are at home. Blues at home.
It's the home opener for the
favorite
Blues.
That was really makes my bet even happier. Blues at home. I think that's a lock for the first period. It's just that thing
Right?
thing that I've always been betting since.
I hate that I'm backing the Blues because they were like the worst team at home in the NHL last year.
Really?
You don't remember that? That's like the sole reason they were so low in the seeding. They could not win at home. They played so they played probably maybe like 26 games at home, 28 games at home. I think they maybe had like 10 or 11 wins. Like they were brutal.
Dang, now I'm scared.
Nah, I wouldn't be. This is a good spot for them.
But the Blues first period is one of my favorite bets, and that'll also make the card with the Capitals and the New Jersey. And these are all tie-no bets. And so when I do these, it's a team that I think should win the first period, but if not, I don't see them losing it.
Like Kopitar is gonna be like,
yep, Kopitar is gonna be like hat trick in the first period. Like, dude, he's on. Dude, the Kings are on a mission, and it sucks that Doughty got hurt. I don't hope it's not long term, but like, I don't want to say they remind me of the Blackhawks, but like, Kopitar's that Taze, Doughty's that Keith, like Quick's that Crawford, like Peterson's the young backup goalie that probably is the better one. But like, the Kings are a fun team, and I'll be rooting for them to get that third spot in that division. I mean, not for my money wise because I want Vancouver there, but they're definitely a fun team. But the Blues are going to take care of things tonight, and I also have a regulation bet on them, and I like them in the first period.
All right, so we both like the Blues in regulation. Jake likes them in the first period. Tie-no bet. Now we got the Isles taking on everyone's favorite team, the Arizona Coyotes. Isles minus 215, Yost plus 180. I grabbed the Isles puck line plus 145.
We can't overlook this, right?
I'm gonna puck the only time I'm ever gonna bet against the Yost, I'm gonna puck line. Like they're gonna lose 60-70% of their games by 2 goals.
I think they're that bad.
Like the Yotes are terrible.
Dang, I was gonna look at the Kings team total under again because Bennington's definitely a good goalie. Minus 160 for the under 2.5.
Damn,
that's very juiced. All right, back to this game. Yeah, can't overlook that Arizona's awful. Islanders have looked. The Islanders, what? Their last game was against the Hawks, or do they have one more between that?
They played Columbus. They lost 3-2 in overtime.
Oh, they did lose 3-2 in
So
overtime.
Islanders off a loss.
Oh, was the Islanders off the loss last year? That was the team to bet on.
No.
There was one team that
Tampa
was like
and Winnipeg off a loss.
Tampa off a loss. Yeah, they were pretty nuts with that one, but they aren't the
Winnipeg
same
was
Tampa,
like
right?
unbeaten off a loss for 3 months.
Yeah, they aren't the same anymore for Tampa. But yeah, Islanders coming off that overtime loss. Definitely like it. It's Arizona. With that being said, at first glance, I liked the Ducks to +1.5 at that price. And I was like, all right, do I bet it alone or do I put a little parlay? Because I like putting the Ducks +1.5 in a parlay. It's just like one of my favorite things to do because it feels like it should hit every week to me. So I put them with the Islanders and the Devils. Islanders I think are a lock to win this game, and the Devils are against Buffalo, and I stated why I think the Devils will win. And then I go over to FanDuel, and I see a FanDuel boost. No idea why they picked these two teams, but they have Islanders and Devils to win. And
Because it's against the two worst teams in the general
literally,
public.
yeah, and it's like those are the two teams they picked, and I'm just like, that hurts because FanDuel boosts just kill everything. They never work, and for that reason, I'm scared now about that. But I do have that parlay of the Ducks +1.5, Devils, and Islanders money line.
All right, it's Jake with the 3-leg parlay there. I like the Isles puck line -1.5 +145. One final game here on this big Saturday card: the Seattle Kraken home opener -135 home favorites taking on the Vancouver Canucks, who are +115 road dogs. Now, I'm gonna look towards the first period over in this one because Seattle hasn't been off to a good start in the first period at all. They've given up. They're tied for the most with the Hawks, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell you the exact numbers right now.
Yeah, but things are
As I
about
click
to
on the
change.
All right, so the Hawks are first, Seattle second. Hawks have given up 9 in the first. Seattle's given up 8. I like the first period over in this one, man. Like Seattle, like I said, they're getting off to their rough start. They're hosting a Vancouver team who, I mean, this is the last game of their road trip, if I'm not mistaken. Then they head back home. But this is going to be like their rival now, quote unquote, because they're like right next to each other almost geographically. I think this is a game both teams are going to be up for, and I like first period over in this one. I mean, Vancouver's also allowed 5 goals in the first period, so these teams like to allow action early. And I got that at -125. It's kind of, I know the line might be like -135 now, so pick your poison. I also like the Kraken to win this game.
I was going to say, it is
I'm just gonna ride them here in the home opener. Like, I mean, it is kind of a reason of me just kind of backing them in the home opener. I think they have the energy and the passion for their fans. You were watching those preseason games where the energy was off the charts. Even when they were down, they came back.
Yeah, it was a preseason game. Not much to care about with their preseason game, but they weren't even playing at their home stadium. They were playing at a different stadium, but with their home fans there. That energy when they were down 2 or 3, it was 2-0, I think, up until like the second period with like 12 minutes or what. So they'd gone about the game and a half or half a game without a goal. They scored that first one, and obviously it's the first, goal for the Seattle Kraken or whatever. And the stadium went nuts. 20 seconds, 30 seconds later, they score another one. That energy just carried right over, and then a few minutes later, it was 3-2, and they were winning. And so that's like when Seattle gets rolling at home, it seems like it might carry through. I know they're all excited to play, and like you said about that first period over, that is my. I have that bet for the first period over, and I like the Kraken in the first period as part of my my fourth leg in that tie no bet parlay. Yeah, I do. Yep, I have them in there as my fourth team. I'm hoping they do come out of the box strong, but either way, I like the over a lot. What is it? You said it's juiced up now. What is it at?
No, the first period over now it's like -135.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I didn't even bet that one. I don't know why. I was more convinced on the Kraken at home. hopefully just rolling up. It's at minus 130 for me right now. But
All right.
and then I was trying to look for goal scorers because I think they'll get there with a lot of goals. I'm liking Donskoy to get his first goal of the season. He's been putting up a lot of shots. He's got 3 assists. He's been on the board for point wise. I'm thinking he'll get his first goal here tonight, but it's not really a bet. I just kind of want it to happen. So
All right. I don't have any props or DFS listed for today. I might tweet out some props later. I've been kind of busy, so I just kind of focused on getting the main card down for today. Starting Monday, I'll probably be back on the props heavy.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna look for props throughout the day. Probably this next hour and a half before the game start, I'll be looking at stuff. I'll look at a lot of things. I don't want to say anything that I ain't fully confident with right now. So, like I said, the only one I got is the Donskoy goal, just because I kind of want him to get his first. But he's been on the ice looking good, so
Yeah.
I think he'll get a goal tonight.
All right. So you want to take it to best bets?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're here for best bets now. I'm going to take the Isles puck line here, plus 145. I don't want to overthink it. I think they're going to smack the Yotes. I mean, looking at my card here, the only other thing I think I'd be confident in for a best bet is that first period under in Detroit and Montreal.
Yeah.
I would do Blues in regulation too, but I don't want to take yours. So if you want to go ahead and
Yeah. Mine's gonna be the Blues in regulation is one of them. If I did switch it out, it would probably be along with my. I would just give you guys my first period thoughts with those tie no bets, but that's a big parlay. It'll be on my part of my card, but I'll stick with the one pick as the Blues in regulation here. Hoping the Kings can't show up again. I don't think. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be tired from that overtime game, and with Doughty hurt, he's not playing tonight, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Doughty's and Quick's getting the start. Like, it feels like everything's lining up for the Blues here. So I'm gonna stick with Blues in regulation.
All right, so Jake's on the Blues in regulation. I like the Isles on the puck line. Thanks everybody for tuning in who's watched this live. Anybody who's going to watch this later on as a video, we appreciate all the support we get. I've been Jaric Rubel. That's been Jake Elder. Follow the show on Twitter at Royal Bettors. Subscribe to the YouTube channel Royal Bettors. Like the video. Subscribe. Follow us individually on Twitter at Jaric_Rubel11, at Jake Elder 19. And let's have a good Saturday, everybody. We got some early games. We got a good slate of night games. It's a good day around the NHL today. Let's cash some tickets, make some money.
Yeah,
Enjoy your
let's have some
Saturday.
bets out there, winning bets. Hopefully this record continues to grow in the upward direction. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Take care.